Welcome to the SLIFF Sailing School. Now our intention is to provide basic information to two different groups, those who have never sailed before and also to those who have acquired basic sailing skill and want to advance to sailboat racing. Now in our first series of videos we discussed the rules and procedures prior to the starting horn and discussed the first two right-of-way rules that apply. We talked about the rules that govern boats approaching on different tacks, where a port tack boat must keep clear, and boats approaching on the same tack and overlapped, where a windward boat must keep clear. So before we introduce the next two rules of right-of-way, let's get a few definitions out of the way. We need to make sure that everyone is familiar with the terms clear astern and clear ahead. As a very quick review, here's our boat with a line drawn perpendicular through the stern, and any boat that has all its bits and pieces behind this line is called clear astern. Now this definition deals with a pair of boats, so if this boat is clear astern, then this boat is defined as clear ahead. If neither boat is clear astern, then they are called overlapped. Now the next term we need to discuss is keep clear, and what exactly does it mean? Well, we generally think of it as meaning yielding right-of-way, but it does go just a little bit further than that. What it means is that the boat clear ahead can sail its course with no need to take avoiding action, but keeping clear also means that if the boats are overlapped, that the right-of-way boat can turn in either direction without making immediate contact with the other boat. Let's take a look at an example of this. Now here we see a boat that is overlapped on the windward side. Now Second Life sailors seem to like to keep up close and personal, and in this case probably close enough to pass a beer to the other boat. The boats are on the same tack and overlapped, and the windward boat is required to keep clear. If the leeward boat turns away abruptly, which it is entitled to do, the stern of the boat will swing wide and make contact with this windward boat. In this case, the windward boat is not keeping clear. And to add insult to injury, it would probably cause them to spill the beer. Lesson here is just don't get that close together. Now, another term that comes into play after the sounding of the start horn is what is termed proper course. Now this is defined as the course that a boat would sail without interference from other boats to finish the race. This proper course would mean that the boat sails the course as described, complying with all the marks and restrictions until it reached the finish line, and this assumes that there is no interference from other boats that are racing. The definition of proper course can vary from leg to leg on the course. On an upwind leg, proper course is a series of tacks. On a downwind leg, either a straight run or, depending on the characteristics of the boat, a series of jibing turns to reach the leeward mark. Basically, it's a pretty subjective term and it's dependent upon a lot of variables. Now, when we were talking about the start procedures, we never mentioned proper course, and that is because just by the very definition, prior to the start horn, a boat has no proper course. This lack of the requirement for proper course gave the leeward boat a lot of tactical tools. Prior to the sounding of the start horn, a leeward boat was really in the driver's seat. This leeward boat was not required to allow you room to cross the start line, and by sailing a close-hauled course and even luffing up beyond close-hauled to head to wind, it could force a windward boat over the line early or even force that boat to miss the start gate altogether. It was even allowed to come in from astern and luff a windward boat. Now at the starting horn, things change. Now all boats must assume a proper course, which in this case is to turn to cross the starting line. Now after the starting horn, a change also occurs to this windward-leeward right-of-way, and let's take a look at it. A limitation comes into effect if a boat clear astern establishes an overlap to the leeward side, and if this boat is positioned within 2 boat lengths of the windward boat. Now in this situation, the leeward boat is not allowed to sail above its proper course as long as it stays on the same tack and remains within this 2 boat length distance. The only exception to this is that this leeward boat can sail above its course as long as that takes it immediately behind the stern of the windward boat. Now, as long as we're talking about boats clear astern establishing an overlap, let's go ahead and look at the other situation. This is where the boat that was clear astern now overlaps on the windward side. In this situation, the leeward boat is still allowed to luff above its proper course up to head to wind. Think of it as being able to protect your wind. The windward boat has to be clear to the point that the leeward boat can start this turn without making immediate contact, and a call of leeward coming up is also nice. It's another reason not to tuck in too tightly. Now that the definitions are out of the way, let's tackle the next rule of right-of-way. Rule 12, for those of you that are keeping score, seems pretty simple. 2 boats on the same tack, the boat behind keeps clear of the boat ahead unless they become overlapped. Now you just need to make sure that you are alert for changes in course and speed of the boat that is clear ahead. One more right-of-way and then we're done. This rule has to do with the boat while it is tacking. Notice that this rule states that a boat must keep clear of other boats after it passes head to wind. Now the first part of a tack is actually a luff and does not really become a tack until after the head to wind point. We've already discussed the luffing allowed by a leeward boat during the start and by a boat overlap to windward and protecting its wind. In these situations of luffing, the luffing rights are limited to no further than head to wind. After head to wind, it becomes a tack. It does not matter whether the boat is tacking port to starboard, starboard to port. Once the boat passes head to wind, it's required to remain clear of all boats until it's on its new close-hauled course. And at that point, the new right-of-way rules will take effect. Now, a boat may gain right-of-way or it may lose right-of-way by tacking or a lot of other maneuvers. Who initiated this transfer of right-of-way makes a difference after the right-of-way does change. Let's assume you're on a port tack and decide to tack over to starboard. You must stay clear of all boats until established on your new close-hauled course, and after you do so, the port tack boat is required to keep clear. However, because you initiated the change by tacking, you must give the port tack boat time to react. Now let's look at this situation. Here we have 2 boats on starboard tack. This boat is clear astern and must keep clear. So far, so good. The boat decides to tack for the next mark, passing head to wind. Now he's required to keep clear of all boats, but as soon as this boat is on a close-hauled course, normal right-of-way rules take effect. The tacking boat is now on port tack, must stay clear of this boat that has remained on starboard tack. In this situation, the orange boat gained right-of-way because the tacking boat gave it up. There is no requirement for time to react. Well, there you have them, the big 4. Now, the written rules are somewhat difficult to decipher with all the cross-reference howevers, exceptions, and definitions. We've tried to present them with practical situations to help your understanding, and with a little practice on your part, the major ones will really seem second nature. Rome wasn't built in a day. We will try to make teaching the rules of racing happen just a bit faster. Until next time, dance like nobody's watching. You only go around once.